Hi everybody, Erica Serwin here from Pink Buckaroo Designs. This week I'm featuring the beautiful Happiness Blooms Designer Series paper from the 2019 Stampin' Up! Occasions catalog. And I've made a bridge fold card. See that? It's a fancy fold and it folds down flat like that so you can put it in an envelope. But when you set it up, it's almost a little work of art with its own easel there to hold it up to show off the beautiful coloring that you've done. Now the stamp set that I'm using is called Home to Roost. This is a free stamp during 2019 Stampin' Up! Celebration. You can get it free with a $50 order. And we're going to color this cute guy right here. All right, let's get started. Let's actually make our card first, all right? You're going to need a piece of Calypso coral that measures 4 1/4 by 8. And I'm going to bring my Simply Scored over here so you can see, but I want to point out that if you click the link in the description on YouTube, you'll go back to my blog where I originally did 3 projects using this paper. And down here at the bottom are all the measurements. There's quite a few measurements for this project. So if you want to recreate it, make sure you hop back over there and grab that PDF. It's free. You can save it, print it, do whatever you want with it. All right, so 4 1/4 by 8. We're going to score the long side at 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 5 1/2, and 6 3/4. And that's all the scoring you need to do. All right, so these two middle, they come in, and this one goes out like that. This one goes in and out. So that's what it will look like. But let's put down our Designer Series paper. You're going to need, let's see if I can get them all pulled over here, 4 1" by 4 pieces of Designer Series paper. All right, they're 1" wide, whoops, and they are 4 inches long. And we're just going to put them here on these outside panels. Let's see, I think we'll go here with a striped and inside with a polka dot. Aren't they so cute? And these patterns are so springy. Really makes me ready for spring. All right, now here in the middle where we're going to put not our rooster, he's not going to go in the middle. He's going to go on the outside, but we're going to make a background for him. This is a piece of Night of Navy. Let me tell you, it is 4 by 2 3/4. Right there. And then you're going to get a piece of Whisper White. That is 3 3/4 by 2 1/2, and it's going to go right there. But we're going to do some stamping first. All right, we're going to get the crumb cake ink and those grasses that I've used quite a bit. I like these grasses. And we're going to stamp starting kind of up here at the top and stamp again. Stamp and stamp again. And we're just going to kind of make varied strengths of these grasses. See, some are light and some are dark, and we're going to go high and we're going to go low so that you can see it back there behind your rooster. I'm also going to stamp the sentiment here in Night of Navy. And this one says, "Thanks for your friendship." All right. Now, to bring in just a little bit of that orange that's going to be on our rooster, I am going to take my dark Cajun Craze Stamp and Blend, and I'm going to get the brush tip, and I'm just going to flick a little bit of that color there. Just to bring in that color from our rooster. All right, now let's put this back on our card. I'm going to use my adhesive and just set it down flat like that. All right, now we're going to make the bridge part right here. You need a piece of Calypso coral that is 1 1/4 by 5 1/2. See how that looks like that? And we're going to put a piece of Designer Series paper. And we're going to put that DSP that is 1" by 5 1/4 right there in the middle. All right, now put a little bit of adhesive on each end, and we're going to make sure that this is nice and straight. So use it to line up, and these lines here on your DSP will help you line it up, but you want it right on the edge over here. And it doesn't matter how high up, you just put it where you want it. And then even with that edge, how does it look before I press it in? I think it looks pretty straight. And there we go. All right, and it'll lay down like that. Okay, now let's make our fun little cluster of things here. I think we'll do our rooster first. We're going to stamp him in Memento Black because we are coloring him with Stampin' Blends. And he's kind of, he doesn't have real hard lines. He's kind of abstract. So as you're coloring, you'll see that you don't have to be super precise when you're coloring. The colors that I am using are Balmy Blue, a little bit of Night of Navy, Cajun Craze, Calypso Coral, and Pumpkin Pie. Okay, we're going to start with the light. I always start with my light, and you can use whichever end of the marker you prefer. I typically prefer the bullet tip. I feel like I have a little more control with that bullet tip. All right, let's see. We're going to also bring up that color. See up here where it's kind of abstract. You can just kind of throw that color around like that. Okay, now I'm going to get the darker of the Balmy Blue, and I'm going to go down here all the way down, giving that lighter color a little bit more darkness. And up here again, but I'm not going to go quite as far out as I did originally. Now let's take our light Night of Navy, and you want to be careful with your Night of Navies because they are dark. See how dark they are? I'm just going to add in some of that color, come back with my dark Balmy Blue and pull it down and get some more dark down there, but it's blended in now. It's not so harsh. Up here, I'm going to do the same thing towards the bottom of the tail and then pull that color back out like that. Bring it a little bit more out. Okay, now how did I decide to color my rooster? I did a Google search. I searched Google to see what these roosters look like, and boy, let me tell you, there are a ton of different colors. So you could really color them in lots of different ways. All right, Pumpkin Pie here. I'm also going to bring the Pumpkin Pie down here for his little chicken legs. And then I'm going to use the dark Calypso Coral for his waddle. And this part up here on his head that I don't know what it's called. All right, now go back with that light Balmy Blue and just add a little bit here like that. All right, now remember we did the splatter with the Cajun Craze. We're going to do that again. Let's bring back our scratch paper. And I'm going to just splatter a little bit like that. Okay, there he is, strutting around. And we're going to use the 2 1/4 inch circle punch to punch him out. Get him centered on there. There we go. Handsome fella. Okay, now we've got something we need to die cut. These are the Doily Builder Framelits. They are beautiful. We're going to use this bigger one right here on Whisper White. So not only do you need the doily part, but you need the doily outline part. So get your Whisper White, put your doily down, and put this down. If you do just this, you're just going to have the holes. The outline won't be cut out. If you want it completely cut out, you have to put the outline around it. Now this is a very detailed die. So it's going to need to go through here a few times to make sure all those cutting surfaces have a chance to do what they're supposed to do. And before we take it out, I like to flip it over. See how in the middle you can tell it hasn't cut quite right. So I'm going to actually flip it over. I'm going to move it to a different part of my framelit or my Big Shot platform, and let's see. if that did it. Yes, it did. Look at that. Awesome. Okay, now let's put this on our die brush foam mat and get all the little doodads out of there. And there we have it. Isn't it awesome? It's a beautiful framelit. Okay, let's come back over here. Now, typically, I would say you are going to need to use special adhesive for this because you don't want it to show through all of these dots. But it's going to be covered with quite a bit of stuff, so I'm just going to put some of my regular adhesive right there, and I'm going to adhere it down like that. All right, now this guy is going to go here, but we've got to add something to him first. Right here on this corner, I have to look at it so I know where to flip it up. I'm going to put some linen thread. So I'm going to take some, I'm going to wrap it around my fingers about 4 or 5 times. And then I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to pinch it in the middle and make it kind of messy. I don't want it super neat. And then I'm going to put that adhesive right there, and I'm going to press that in like that. Let's see how it looks. Ooh, I like it. All right, now, one thing to keep it in place, you can put a dimensional on top of it. And that dimensional probably won't be stuck to anything. Let's see, well, maybe. If it's not going to be stuck to anything, you just leave that backing right on there. All right, let's see. Yeah, it looks like it will stick to that side. So let's put that there like that. Press that in. Arrange our little nest of linen thread. And last but not least, we got to have a gingham bow to go with our rooster. Don't you think that's a perfect match? I do. All right. Tighten those up and just keep adjusting those ends. And you will have the perfect bow to go with your rooster. And I'm going to stick this on with a glue dot, and that will be it. You can kind of see those linen pieces behind it. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Well, we don't want his face covered. Let's see. We'll move it up just a bit like that. We can actually pull that out. There we go. Look at that. What do you guys think? Isn't that a fun card? And if you want to mail it, it folds down flat. This is called a bridge card because of this piece that goes across. I challenge you to give it a try. Use the designer series paper you have. This is a great way to show it off and a really fun way to surprise and delight your friends. All right, everybody, hop back over to my blog and grab that PDF with the measurements and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.